Good morning, guys. How are you today? So, let me just get this thing started. There you go. 1 second. Oh, there we go. At least we had our intro. Things a bit upside down today. So, a lot of stuff happening here. I created a new account to be trading together with you guys. Instead of trading my other account, which I had my other funds in. I think my other wallet is about $132,000. So what I've done is I created a new account of $10,000 because I want to see and show you guys with time how we can actually grow that account. Okay, so open that up with DuPry, which is a partner that we use here in Brazil with the company that I work with. We use DuPrime as our financiers in the market, our capital. So let me just do one quick thing here. Color on white. Okay. I'll just set this thing up. How was the carnival for you guys? I hope it was good. For me, I went traveling, as I had explained to you guys last week. So I had some trades done throughout the weekend, but nothing much. I think managed to do a couple trades that I have recorded, and I'm gonna leave it with you guys for so you can see what I did. I did about $9,000 yesterday, which was quite good. Oh, Sabu, how are you, mate? Yeah, so it was a holiday, so didn't do much through the holidays, just went traveling like everybody else should. That's why we make money, so we can enjoy life. Um, just 1 second. Trying to get this whole thing set up, simply because I want it to work properly. Okay, cool. All right, so get this out of here as well. Gonna be seeing that. I need to see that one. Okay, all right. So let's go see what has been happening with our gold. On let's go over to our daily chart here, and on our daily chart we have got our 50% Fibo here of the movement. Hang on, that's not on our 50 yet, and this is how we start our analysis every single day. Today is not going to be any different. So there we go. At the moment, we are working at the 50% zone of this last retracement. Couple of things that happened on Monday was that the price just dropped on Monday, and then Tuesday as well. Wednesday came back up, which was awesome because then we managed to buy down here at support and then just carry it right up to the 50%. I'm going to be loading that stories later on for you guys to have a look. And that was nice. That was really good. Um, so our points, what have we got? We've got 50% at the moment. That price hasn't managed to break through. We also have trigger candle here, number 20. It's still here. Let me see um, if I can put my candle bar counter so you guys know which ones are the candle bars I'm talking about. Then chart control. This is a very good tool here for for the MT5 because with this we are actually able to um, move the chart like we do in some other platforms that I use. So that's really cool. Half candle. Half candle shows us 50% of the candle um, before. What else have we got? Candle time spread, so we know exactly how long we have on the trade. And I believe that's all we need. Back on the time spread, chat control, chat draw, I don't need. Oh yeah, I do. Chat draw is quite good. So we can use zigzag. It's good to be explaining a couple things. All right. And this should be it. This shows the 50% of the day, 50% of the week, the month. And oh, how come this one didn't work? Come on, buddy. All right. So why didn't this one? Oh yeah, there we go. It's back online now. Cool. So we know for sure that we have this relevant stopping point here, which is our trigger candle over there. We have our trigger candle number 22 that still worked as a support, even though candle 33 did break through it. And right now we have got 50%, which is a relevant stopping point. We also have got candle 29. That's right there. That could stop the price as well. Okay. So price is right in between these three regions right there. Not a lot of movement since yesterday when the Asian market opened up. Okay, so as we can see, we're pretty much below our 50% at the moment. Candle 35 has already hit that target on candle 29 and then came back below the 50. So it's not a day with a lot of volatility. So we got to make sure that we know what we're doing. Not target regions too far away because price is a bit stuck inside of these um, last positions here. What we could do is we could put a Fibonacci here from there to minimum 33. We will see that we are pretty much on that 50% zone there as well. Now, price at 5,000 does get a little bit of a resistance, okay? As I said before, you guys are always going to find resistance at even numbers. So 5,000, 4,900, 4,800, 4,700, you're always going to get resistance and support in those regions. All right. So let's go over to our 1 hour. Here at the 1 hour, what can we see so far? We can see that we are above 50% of the day at the moment. We're just about there. Let me just bring these down a little bit more. We are in this consolidation here. We are above this 50%, but we are below this one. We have support here in this region, and then price is just coming back to its 50% of that movement, hitting on 50% of today. Okay, all right. There are no shorts at the moment, so we should be all right. Of today, we are below 50%. Candle 80 did come to test the trigger candles below. We have trigger candles to the left, which is candle 62. And these trigger candles here, 2021. We could wait to see if price will break through that. If it does break through, then we get pretty much a clear run up to the trigger candle 77 there. Okay, so just want to show you guys this. So this is the new account that I opened up for $10,000, which is the account I'm going to be trading with you guys every morning. Okay, so let's see how much we can grow this account to. Every now and then I'll show you how this is working out. I just want you guys to know that we can actually get this account growing quite quickly. Of course, we're only going to be risking 3 to 4% per day. Okay, we don't want to be risking more than that out of our capital. Candle 54 broke through the trigger candle number 49 here. Now 15 minutes. Let's see if candle 55 is going to test down. Not a lot of volatility here at the moment, but the stop's 1400 points. That's quite a lot. Let me have a look. Just broke through 50% of the day. Let's see if candle 163 tests down. Okay, candle 810 is just stuck in there, it's not moving at all. Let's see if it comes around here, this 50% of the day. So it tests this last candle here for support. If it tests down here, it will also have tested there. What we'll do is we'll put 0.10 here. So we'll put a buy there. Let's see. Oh, come on. Why is it not picking up my buy? Oh, sorry. Terms and conditions. I'm going to put a buy now simply because I lost that that entry point. Okay. But this is where I wanted to enter. I actually could put a bit more into this trade. So at the moment I could put 0.25. So when we have an account of $10,000, I'm gonna show this to you. I'll put myself here. When we have an account of $10,000, what we're trying to risk per trade is no more than 2 to 3% of our capital, right? So at the moment here, as you can see, my stop loss, if price came back below or where it is, it would be hitting pretty much $136. So what we want to do is I don't want to be risking more than $300 per trade with this balance. So we got to make sure that every time we get into a trade, that we are getting in with a hand that we know that's not going to be going over that $300 mark, which right now I could get in with 0.2 and I would still be below my $300 that I want to be trading with. Why do we do that? Because you do need risk management for whatever account you're trading, simply because you don't want to be breaking your account, okay? Because if you do that, then what is tomorrow? What about tomorrow? What are you gonna do? So we gotta be careful with how we're trading, especially with our risk management. Candle 163 is coming down to test our trigger candle here, 161. Let's see if it's gonna manage to break through. There was not a lot of volatility in the market, but right now candle 163, it's coming to test trigger candles below. It did candle 54 here on the 15 minutes, did break through the 50% of the day. If candle 55 closes below candle the 50% of the day, then we will be closing this trade, because most likely once it's below 50% of the day, it will most likely continue on its way down instead of coming back up. Then why would we pay to see what happens? Simply because it will get our stop loss down here, and it's a lot better if we can take our stop with a low cost. Will make it much easier on a new trade that we get into later on. Okay, so candle 163 closed below 50% of 162, but it did not break through the trigger candle 161. It's not looking really good for our trade at the moment, but let's see if 164 actually comes back up. And the funny thing is that candle 163 did test down the region that we wanted it to test before I actually put my trade in. And even though it tested for support and came back up, it still went down. So all due to this trigger candle here, 147. And then when I tell people, look, be careful with these trigger candles, they are relevant stopping points. Not a lot of people believe. Okay, so right now, let me see what's been happening to my trade. It is exactly on the 50% of that movement. If 164 break through that 50%, then we are going to take our trade out. So 3 minutes to go. All right, so we're still waiting for candle 164 to come back up. Looking here at 1 minute, so we're keeping track of this candle. Okay, because if it closes below this trigger candle here, that means that it will have broken through that 50% and also trigger candle 52 here on the 15 minutes. So this is what we're tracking at the moment. We want this price to come back up and to maintain above that 50%. Candle 818 is still fighting on that 50% region. Let's see what's going to happen to that price. Okay, candle 818 came back up. Candle 819 is wanting to push that price down. We've got 41 seconds to go. Okay, so 164 closed below that 50%. 165 is testing up. I am gonna take this trade out. Just looking at the 1 minute here. If 820 will actually come back up over 819. Doesn't seem like it will. Still waiting. I'm ready to get out of this trade and 3, 2, 1. See how close 820. Ooh, shoot. Pressure from buyers on the 1 minute here. I'm waiting for this 1 minute so I can close this trade. Still get a little bit of pressure from buyers. Right now, I still believe that this price might go down a bit more, simply because candle 164 closed below the 50%. But right now, I've got candle 820 and 821 closing in the region of that 50%, which showing me that we might have a support in that region, which is our trigger candle 52 on the 15 minutes. And this is the reason why I haven't closed yet. I'm waiting to see if there's a reaction from buyers on the 1 minute. Not a lot of people knows how to read and analyze the 1 minute chart, but here we are. Come on, 822 testing candle 820. 821 didn't manage to close above the high of in candle 819 or candle 818. It could be inducing buyers, so you could stop it and then grab that liquidity and bring it down. Okay, so candle 822 is coming down now. It didn't close below 820. Still showing me a region of a little bit of support, even though candle 822 did close inside of trigger candle 820. I'm going to wait a little bit more. Guys, if you guys have got any questions, just write it down on the chat, okay? And I will be with you soon to answer all the questions you may have. So candle 823 on the 1 minute actually is trying to grab that liquidity, but it's getting big pressure from sellers here. What we might see a grab of liquidity in this region and then pricing accelerating down. So we are not caught in the price coming down. I'm gonna put my stop here. So we see a grab of liquidity up the top, and then we see a very big pressure from sellers here to bring that price right down. Why? Because we don't have enough liquidity over here to break through that trigger candle 791. So this is why we're generating liquidity so we can try to bring that price down. Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope all is well with you guys. I hope you had a good weekend. It was a holiday, carnival holiday here in Brazil. Things in Brazil, they just start after the carnival. So January and February are not actually months that people tend to work. Everybody's just on holiday spirit until the carnival's finished, which is finished now. So we should see people starting to come back to work now. Candle 165 closed inside of this 50%. Candle 166 is testing up, which is a bad thing because candle 56 here on the 15 minutes it started testing up as well. The good thing here is that we have this trigger candle 52, but I'm not gonna hold this trade until these minimals, simply because it's already showing me that I've got a lot of force from sellers at the moment. We don't have on 1 minute here. We can see that we don't have buyers breaking through and closing above last candle's high. So a lot of pressure from sellers more than buyers. We don't want to be stuck on a trade that might be going against the trend. Okay, we got into it here because it had broken through that 50% and trigger candles to the left on the 15 minutes. But here price is just not going the way we wanted it to go. Let's see if this price is actually gonna come back up or if we'll um, come and close below 820. And as I said, I'm not gonna be holding this trade. I'll let it take me out. Because here, when the 15 minutes close below the 50% of the day and candle 56 tests up, Um, for me, generating liquidity down below, for me, that shows me that this price might be accelerating down. So I don't want it to be catching my stop loss down here if it can catch my stop loss over there. And then we can try another entry later on today once it actually shows me exactly what it's doing, and that will be fine. Okay, so it got my protection here. Let's see what price will do now. Even though XAUUSD hasn't accelerated, um, it hasn't also grabbed the liquidity below 816. Once it grabs that, it should accelerate down because there's liquidity down here below 816, also below 791 and below 773. So we should see some sort of acceleration through. At the moment, on the 5 minutes, we don't have a we don't have a trend line coming down, but we do have lower highs and lower lows. When I got into this trade, I was hoping this was a rejection of these support, which is the 50% of the last movement of the last couple of days. So we do have support in this region, as we can see before here, but let's see what it will do. I don't want to be selling right there. I would be happy to sell once it breaks through here because it will show me that it needs to come and grab this liquidity here. I've got a little bit of inefficiency there as well. There we go. Price is accelerating. Let me change that color. So I have, sorry about my throat's still not really well from last week. Okay, so price came straight down to that 50%. Let's see if it will break that support. Do you guys have any questions? No? If you do, please let me know. Any questions about our technique that we use, just let us know and I'll be happy to help you guys out. I'm gonna leave my, just 1 second, guys. Let me, what's been happening? 1 second. Okay, so candle 167 is coming back up. It has hit that support. And then we have a buyer's aggression right there. I don't want to be, hey Sabu, I don't want to be doing a next trade right here, okay? Because what happens is, this price could just be testing trigger candles above and then to come down below. I don't want to be selling at this point I don't want to be buying at this point because we're still getting um, lower highs and lower lows. Okay. So we have lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, a new lower high. So it has confirmed pullback on these movement here. Okay. So when you have a look at it, um, you've got this and that movement. We are below this 50%. So right now, I'm expecting this structure to create a new lower low, okay? So it should create a new lower low simply because it has confirmed pullback to the minimals. So it needs to renovate the low point of candle 155. So I'm not going to buy right now here unless price comes back up over this 50% to show me that it has failed the pullback, and then it will try to come back up over to this 50% of the day again. But right now, the structure is showing me that it should renew that last minimal, okay? And this is why I'm not going to get into a new trade right now. Oh, hang on, where is that? That 50% from here. Let me just add this figure again. About this low, this high, and this low. This is the region we are at the moment. Let's go back. Okay, so I have that 50% of that movement there, which could as well work as support, okay? So we could have a support here. But for the moment being, we are below 50% of this movement, which means that the priority of the price is to renew the minimal um, price of candle 155. If it does renew that, it could accelerate down. So it's not going to be so good for buying at the moment above support. Even though we are above support, we want to see if it's going to do a liquidity grab or not. Here on the 1 minute, we can see that it's still making low highs and low lows. Candle 835 opened up with a gap. So we had this gap in here of about 100 points. So in this region, I wouldn't do anything. We've got 5 minutes before I have to go trade with my students. What we can see from this structure here today is first, the market doesn't have a lot of volatility at the moment. Don't risk a lot, okay? It might be a holiday somewhere because people are just not on the trades at the moment. Tomorrow might be a very slow day as well, simply because it is Friday, okay, and we might not have a lot of people doing anything. But if this market loses this 50% and start grabbing this liquidity below, we could see price accelerating down once again, okay? Um, Simply because we have a lot of liquidity in this region here. So there's a lot of liquidity to be grabbed down here. I still believe that these price is gonna try to come back up, okay? But at the moment it is below the 50% of today. There is a whole bunch of liquidity below here, these regions as well down here. So we could see market trying to come and grab that since it has been trying to go up and it hasn't been managing to. We had the short here, this trend line, which was broken by the price today. So I'm just gonna leave it there for a moment because I want to see if price is actually gonna try to come back up and hit it by 11:30 today, which is opening of the American market. Let's see if price is actually gonna try to come back up. At the moment, we are still on a high trend, okay, on the macros. So we can see that we have higher highs and higher lows. So the structure is actually on a high trend. But if price comes and breaks down this lower low here, then we could see this reverting and then coming back down. We do have a lot of inefficiency in this region. So price could accelerate down since it hasn't been able to keep above the 5,000 mark. We can see that yesterday it came down here and then it tried to stay above, then it couldn't. Then today it did the same thing. It stayed above that 50% of that macro on our daily, and also it stayed above the 5,000, but then price had to come down and it's testing support here at the moment to try to grab a bit more liquidity to see if it can come back up once again. Okay, so where would I buy? Sales, I would sell below this 50%. Okay, and where would I be buying on this market? I would be buying now once price breaks through that 50 once again. I will wait for that price to break this through this 50 because at the moment I've got liquidity up here. It's not a hell of a lot of liquidity, but we do have some here, and then we do have some more here. So if price gets into this region, it will accelerate through until this trigger candle 130 here and our 50% of the macro, okay? On the daily, that macro movement, this is that 50%. And the funny thing is that it's right on our even number, which is our 5,000. So if price comes back to this region, I would be doing a scalp up into this region because I do believe that if it breaks through this 50, it's going to possibly try to come up here to that 5020 once again. Okay, so this is our analysis for today. Don't forget that we have liquidity up here as well. So if price does accelerate, it could actually be breaking through all of this, and there's a lot of liquidity up the top here. And this price is at that trigger candle on our daily chart, which is our line that we put in there on candle 29. That's exactly that line. So that's where the trigger candle is holding this price there. But then with liquidity, we could see price accelerating through. Right now, candle 169 has tested down, has done a liquidity grab below, but price is still below that 50% here on this last movement. It still has the obligation of coming and renewing this minimal here, but if we have a strong enough support and a lot of buyers in this region, buyers shouldn't allow price to come down here, okay? Guys, I'm so sorry. I do have to go. It is 10 o'clock. I would like to say thank you for all of you that are watching me today here. Tomorrow we'll be back at 9 o'clock. Sorry, today we started a little bit later. Simply had quite a lot going on with this new account that I opened up, but everything worked out really, really well. If market does start to move, I may record a couple shorts and then I'm going to load it up on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for being here today. This is the trading cage where we beat the gold. And oh, there we go. See, renewing that minimal from 155. The other thing I had to say to you guys is I do offer private mentorships as well. So if you guys want to be part of my students, just get in touch with me. I'm gonna leave my Instagram for you guys. That's my Instagram right there, and also my Brazilian phone number, where you can get in touch with me by WhatsApp, and then I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Well, Candle 169 did a very good grab of liquidity in there. Um, right now, if price does come back up, it should have more than enough liquidity to continue its way up. So just pay attention for the price to come back up and reject this 50%, okay? Which is what it's doing right now on the 1 minute. Guys, I do have to go. Thank you very much. It has been awesome to be here with you guys. Back from holiday. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock Brazilian time, I'll be here once again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel, and also share this channel with all your friends, so YouTube can see that this content is relevant and start pushing this through to more people so they can learn how to trade as well. Thank you, guys.